plus methods that suggest how people could work together. However, XP, Kanban, the Scaled Agile Framework, Lean, large-scale Scrum, Spotify's quantification method, DevOps, these are all things that are aligned with Agile, and they kind of suggest how you can be Agile. However, I'm hoping the majority of you have, maybe heard release early, release often, which was a philosophy that was popularized by Eric Raymond via his essay, The Cathedral and the Bazaar. It was basically published around 1997, which was largely written based on observations of how the Linux kernel community worked. And although I don't think the original signers of the Agile Manifesto, stole from open source, I think the intention and spirit behind it was actually very similar. Agile is all about speed, forget design, quality, security, and documentation. Agile is not always about speed, but it is about fast feedback loops. So whatever method you choose, the intention behind the implementation is that you get feedback, and basically on what you're working on, the code you're writing, as soon as possible. Great Agilists know that the way to get feedback is to have version control in place, continuous integration, delivery, automated testing, you name it. Similar to the way that open source communities could potentially use GitHub and Jenkins to provide feedback on a PR that is potentially going to merge. Agile only allows for one person to define the product requirements, the product owner. So who is this mysterious product owner anyway? The product owner is a role that is basically defined within the concept of Scrum. Basically, this person is responsible to help guide the development teams to make sure they stay on track, and generally they work with a product manager who understands the market or understands where the product needs to go. Consider the concept of a product owner very similar to a core maintainer within an open source community. Core maintainers are generally somebody who's going to review code, provide comments, or eventually merge functionality that is intuitive or respectful of what it is they want their project to do. So I would say while the name is maybe new to some of you, it's not a concept that is actually new at all. It's probably something that you're already doing. Agile requires people to be in the same place. I get the impression that when we talk about co-located teams, everyone is thinking that it looks something like this. I assure you, having everyone close helps with communication, but it's not 100% necessary in terms of doing Agile. It's